Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Mike Kollin at seductionpower.com. In my course, what we do is we put the power of romance, love, and seduction into your hands. So now you have choice in dating, relationships, love, and sex. Now, doing this is going to take a complete shift of your mind to see it from the other side, the other perspective. And then teaching you a completely new series of processes and patterns on how to communicate, understand, listen, etc., because this is the way that it triggers her mating system directly. The good news is now you have the power to actually sensually turn a woman on, to directly trigger her mating system, to seduce her. Now you're at choice. Now you're at power. On an unconscious level, men and women, we project who we are onto the opposite sex. It's a natural process that we all do. Unfortunately, it screws everything up. It causes us to get angry. When a man tries to love a woman in the male way, she doesn't understand what he's doing. She takes it offensively. It literally hurts her feelings, and she thinks you don't care when you do. Bottom line, when you try to love a woman in the male way, it actually hurts her feelings. There's a better way. You have to learn how to do it from the female's way, from the female's perspective. Because the only way she can understand your language, your communication, understand when you're expressing your love, it has to be done in the way that her brain processes love and communication. Now, to start this step, the first major step is buy my book, Crack the Female Code, and read it. Better yet, to get a more complete picture, buy the ultimate package that has all my books. Crack the Female Code, Get the Girl, Keep the Girl, Sex Signals, and the bonus section. It's the hidden language. So if you want to get started now, just go to seductionpower.com. Now, my goal in my videos is to help you to understand something at least well enough for your brain to click, for the light bulb to go off. Now, before I learned how to open up to my right brain, all that right brain female communication, it just went right past me. Like, I didn't even notice it. In fact, that's the point. The left brain is a processor. It's like the IBM computer's processor. It's called a linear processor. It means it goes in a line. L-I-N-E, line. A-R, linear. It's a word for saying it goes in the direction of a line. So that means linear. Now, the right brain is like the Apple computer's processor. It is a non-linear processor, meaning it literally processes information in a circle. Okay, it's a different processor and it gives different meanings to the same words. That's why we don't understand each other. So when she says A out of her right brain, she means A, but you take it and process it through your left brain, and it changes the meaning to every word that she just said, and you think she's saying B when she's not. And then you argue and fight to death until you guys can't stand each other anymore. So my goal, my purpose here is to get you to begin to see something. I know what I was going to say. So before I learned how to use my right brain process in this way, and I understood what the internal language was, and there's a couple other pieces to this. Before I learned how to do this, I can flash back to high school and college when women were saying this stuff, but bam, it went right over my head. I literally remember a kid at school. I think we were juniors. And I didn't know him really well, but I remember I had detention, so you could either do it after school or before. Well, since I was on the football team, I had to do it early in the morning, so you had to show up at 7 o'clock in the morning to go to detention before school started. And the thing is, if you showed up 1 minute late, then you'd have to do it over. So I was like, fuck that. So I showed up to school early, like 6:30 or something like that. And there's this little bridge we called Crusher Bridge because a little stream went under it. So I went to went to Vintage High School in Napa, California, and I went to the Vintage High, which is Vintage Crushers. So there's this guy there, and I didn't know him really well, but I knew him. And he was up on the little bridge, and the girls were on the quad, probably about 100 feet away or something like that. And there was groups. There was about 5 groups of about anywhere from 7 girls up to, say, 13, 14 girls. And they're in a little circle, having a little powwow, talking and talking and talking and talking. So I walked up to him and I'm like, dude, what are you doing here so early in the morning? Because it was cold. I mean, dude, it's like why wouldn't you just sleep in, right? And he goes, I'm watching the girls. I'm like, what? I'm like, why? He goes, I'm trying to figure out what they're doing. And so that's what I said. I go, what are they doing? And that's what he goes, that's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out what they're doing. I'm like, well, what do you mean? He goes, well, every morning, he goes, they come here like an hour and a half or more before class. He goes, some of them get here at 6 o'clock in the morning or earlier. And I'm like, for what? He goes, I don't know. So I'm like, what are you doing here at 6 o'clock in the morning? He goes, well, I had detention. So because I normally takes the bus, he couldn't take the bus at the regular time. So his dad had to drop him off like before 6 o'clock in the morning so his dad could make it to work, right? And he said, I noticed the girls were here. And then I got another detention a week later when it's the same thing. So I started showing up early on purpose. Now, as a kid, man, the last thing you want to do is get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go to school at 6 and wait 2 fucking hours. Now, I was listening to the girls, and they didn't make any sense to me. And I'm just like, well, what, like, I didn't get it. I'm like, so I don't understand. He goes, hey, tomorrow morning, show up at like 5:45 in the morning. I'm like, fuck that. I'm like, I'm not showing up at 5:45 in the morning. He goes, dude, just do it. I'm like, well, I'll show up like at 6:30 or something like that. He goes, all right. So I did. I showed up at about 6:30, something like that. And we're just watching them. And okay, here's the thing. More and more girls began to show up, like one after another. So the groups got bigger and bigger and bigger. So by the time it was 7 o'clock in the morning, these girls are blah, 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 like chickens clucking, like they have, they say like it's a bunch of hens clucking around, and that's what it sounded like. And that's kind of my point. It sounds like gibberish. So I was a pretty ballsy kid, so I just walked up to one of the groups of the girls, and I was standing just about 3 feet away or 4 feet away, and I'm listening, and I could not understand I understood the words, like the English words, but it didn't make any sense to me. So I finally go, what are you guys talking about? They're like, oh, well, we're talking about blah, 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 and they were talking to me for a while. I'm like, I don't get it. And they're like, get what? I go, what are you saying? What are you talking about? And they're like, well, we're talking about blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, why don't you just speak English? And they're like, what are you talking about? I go, what is this? Some kind of weird competition of who uses the biggest words, like emotional fulfillment and mentally stimulating. And I started using all the words that they were using because it made no sense to my brain. Well, they got all pissed off. I think one of the girls, I don't think she said F off, but she said something rude. And I had to give a shit. I was like, you guys are fucking weird. And I just walked away. So that was the beginning of me giving up on trying to understand women. I literally at that point was like, women don't make any fucking sense. I'm fucking done. I learned, and here's the thing that you guys do that you may not consciously realize. You learn to smile and nod, oh, okay, and they blah, 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 and you just kind of tune it out like the Charlie Brown cartoon when Charlie Brown's at the back of the seats, back of the room, and the teacher's going, wah, 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 wah. He's literally tuning her out, okay? And that's what men do. They tune women out. And you've done it at such a young age, you forgot that you did it, but you're stuck on tune out. So here's the deal. The left brain cannot understand the right brain language. It cannot understand the right brain processing. So it's the same thing between an Apple and an IBM computer. They cannot understand each other's language. You literally have to connect them and use a translator in between to translate I forget the name of the languages, the 0101, whatever that's called. So they literally have to translate that. Okay, these are two different processors, and women are using a different processor. It gives completely different meanings to the same words. We don't understand each other at all. So here I am on these dating sites, or not dating sites, but on YouTube channels of these dating, women trying to tell men like, oh, when a woman does this, it means she likes you, blah, blah, blah. And then men are on there, well, why do women have to beat around the bush? Why do they got to be so subtle? Why don't they just directly tell us what they're saying? Well, here's the deal. They are, but they're doing it in the female language. Your brain can't. And here's the thing. Women look at men like, what, is there something wrong with their brain? Like, are they stupid? I just fucking told them. Guys, I'm telling you, women look at men like you guys are a box of fucking rocks, and I am not kidding. Let me tell you something. When you learn how to open up to the right brain and speak this language, you're going to look at men and go, they don't even know that they don't fucking know. You literally realize, like literally, I promise you, I will take you to a coffee shop, to a bookstore. You're going to listen to men talking to women and going, holy shit, he's in the other system. He has no idea what she's saying yet, but he doesn't know it. He thinks she's saying B when she's actually saying A. Now here's the other thing that gives you a major advantage. This language, now you might be going, wait, these girls do what? They get up more than an hour before school and show up like before 7 o'clock in the morning to start talking? Like, yeah. The question is, why? Because this right brain language literally is like a drug. It releases certain hormones and chemicals. Oxytocin is one of them. The other one I'm forgetting right now. But it releases them into her nervous system, into her bloodstream, into her brain and body. It's like getting high. It's very similar to a caffeine high. So remember when you first started doing energy drinks and stuff, you're like, fuck yeah. That's what it's like. They're freaking fired up. Women call this mentally stimulating communication. It gets them going. It's like an adrenaline rush. You know how when you play football or you're training for a sport or you're competing, you're like, fuck yeah. That's what it's like. They're talking once they start. Okay, I taught this to my hair cutter and I explained this. And there was 4 of them. She was the owner, and the 3 other girls, and there were some customers there. And I go, it's like a chemical. It dumps into your system, and once you get started, you can't stop. And she's like, oh my God. And they all started laughing. Oh my God, yeah, once we start talking, blah, 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 we can't stop. And so that's the thing. And they all laugh, and they love it. Mental stimulation is something that women really, really like. Guess what I'm going to teach you how to do? Yep. I'm going to teach you how to give her drug. Not only her drug of choice. Now, I was at my dad's house in Mountain View. This was years ago. I was a young buck. I was probably 22, 23, 24. And I forgot what, I think I just went by to say hi. So it was about an hour and a half drive from where I was at. And I used to live with my dad for 1 year just before that. And my stepmom was cleaning, and she's, oh, hi, Michael, how you doing? I was like, oh, I'm doing fine. And then she went in the living room. Oh, what's going on, Michael? Oh, well, blah, blah. My dad goes, Michael, shut up. I'm like, what? And so Mary turned around, did her thing, and she came back, tried to start a conversation. He goes, Michael, shut up. I'm like, Dad, why are you being so rude? He goes, Michael, just don't, please. I'm having a good morning. So my dad was in a peaceful mood, and I really like to see my dad in a mood like that. I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, Michael, just don't. So then I think I literally said something to Mary. Hey, Mary, blah, blah, blah. He goes, Michael, shut up. I'm not kidding. I'm gonna literally kick you out. I'm like, why? He goes, Michael, once you get women talking, they can't stop. He goes, I don't know what it is. He goes, I don't know if it's a hormonal thing, but once they start talking, they won't shut the fuck up. Right? Well, here's the deal. I understand my dad's perspective, but when you understand the stimulating language, all of a sudden women are all over you. So a lot of guys are like, I don't understand. Like, what's the difference between you and me? Like, why do women want to talk to you so much? Why do they touch you? Why do they give you a number? Why do blah, blah, blah? I'm like, because I'm doing some things that they like. And like, what are you doing? You're just talking. No, I'm not just talking. I'm talking in the hidden language. And I'm releasing a lot of chemicals into her system, and she likes that. Science.
They use reductive amination to yield methamphetamine, 4 pounds.
So no pseudo.
No pseudo.
So you do have a plan. Yeah, Mr. White. Yes, science.
Notice how he said no pseudo. It's kind of like the male language. It's very pseudo. It's not deep. There's no depth to it. It doesn't trigger her mating system. The male language is the black or white language because it's using the black or white processor, and thus it's very boring. It bores women and irritates them. You learn how to speak the right brain language, drug dump into her system. Now she's stimulated, and that's what you want. Now let's get to Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee's working with this young kid or young man, and he just doesn't get it. Now he's doing what your average male does is he thinks, and let me think about it. It's like that's the wrong brain. You are not going to be successful in that brain, whether it comes to women, sports, fighting, anything. You have to learn how to step into your power, which is the right brain. Now notice where Bruce Lee literally points to his right brain and he says emotion. He goes, we need emotional content. That's right brain. What does it say in the image right here? Desire is emotional, not logical.
Kick me. Kick me. What was that? An exhibition? We need emotional content. Try again. I said emotional content, not anger. Now try again. With me. That's it. How did it feel to you? Let me think. Don't think. Feel. It is like a finger pointing away to the moon. Don't concentrate on the finger or you will miss all that heavenly glory. Do you understand? Never take your eyes off your opponent, even when you bow. That's it.
Now, there's a number of lessons in there, but first of all, let's look at this image I took from a Stoic video just a couple nights ago. It says, number 2, she craves emotional power. We need emotional content because that is emotional power, and that's what opens you up to your physical power. We had a guy in high school football. I became the starting tailback, and he was like the 5th string running back. He never played because he was this overly logical dude. I remember one day during practice, man, because I was having like 200-yard games after 200-yard games after 200-yard games. I was getting 3+ touchdowns a game, and it was big news all over town in the league. And he comes up to me in practice all angry and pissed off one day right before we ran a play. He goes, well, how do you do it? I go, how do I do what? He goes, I don't understand. Like, how do you know what to do? I'm like, coach tells us to play. They say, on two, ready, break. And I run up to the line and I do my job. I go, once I get the ball, I look to the hole, I go to the hole. And if it's closed, then I either crash into it or I try to go somewhere else. And he thought I was like hiding a secret. I wasn't fucking hiding a secret. The difference was I was into my emotional system. He was into his logical system, which made him suck. And that's what Bruce Lee was trying to tell him when he first threw that kick. He's like, what are you doing? He goes, we need emotional content, as he's pointing to his right brain. And then the second kick, so he goes, do it again or try it again. And then he goes, what was that? Or, something like that. And the kid's kind of looking at him like, what? He goes, I said emotional content, not anger. Now, what is anger? Anger is when you're stuck at the tip of the V. This is logic. This is the far left male brain. Good for math, business, and science, but not good for dating, relationships, sports, or sex. You got to open up to the other end. It's like opening up the fuel in your gas, in your engine. You're letting that thing fly wide up. See, when you press on the gas, you're literally opening up to let more fuel go into the engine, and that's where it gets its power from. And that's what Bruce Lee means when he says emotional content.
I said emotional content, not anger. Now try again. With me.
Whoa, what did he say there? Try again. With me. And that is what this is all about. Opening up to the open end. Now you're doing it with them. whether it's dating, relationships, martial arts, whether it's a business adventure, you're doing it with them. When you're in the left brain, you're all by yourself, and that's what you feel like. You feel lonely even when you're with someone, because they can't connect with you. Because your logic is not who you are. That's the machine mind. It's good for business, math, and science. It is not good for being a human. The right brain is yourself. So when a woman says just be yourself, she literally means to drop down inside your body, which opens you up to the right brain's processor. This is yourself. If you're not connected to yourself, she or they can't connect with you. Now try again. With me. Life is a dance, and a dance is done with other people. Martial arts is a metaphor for every area of life. The wisdom in Bruce Lee's words here, they're so subtle, but damn, once you get it, they're so powerful.
That's it. How did it feel to you? Let me think. Don't think. Feel. It is like a finger pointing away to the moon. Don't concentrate on the finger or you will miss all that heavenly glory. Do you understand?
Alright, so notice how every time he thinks, Bruce Lee cracks him upside the head, and then every time he opens up, Bruce Lee rewards him, and the kid gets an emotional reward himself. Now you might be going, well, what do you mean? So in the second part where Bruce Lee points to the moon, the kid concentrates on his finger. It's the same thing as going down into the tip of the V. Now his pupils get small, get narrow. He's using the small part of his brain. He's focused, right? And so now that's concentrated energy, which makes you it makes you dense. And now you're not seeing the bigger picture. And that's what Bruce Lee said when he said, don't concentrate on the finger or you will miss all that heavenly glory, which is the bigger picture. Now watch this. This is how unconscious men are. He literally points at the moon. He looks at the moon and the kid fucking looks at his finger. What are you doing? When you're in your left brain, that's what you do. You look for the details and you concentrate your focus and you narrow your focus, and therefore you can't see the bigger picture. Now, when you take my course, Cracked Female Code, I will literally walk you through a series of techniques to open you up to see the bigger picture, to shift from this linear way of being to this expansive, non-linear, peripheral. You can call it peripheral, but it's more than when guys say, you mean your peripheral vision? I'm telling you, this is way more, because the way you're doing is external. We don't do it external. We do it internally.
Never take your eyes off your opponent, even when you bow. That's it.
Poor kid. Kid can't get a break. Keeps getting smacked upside the head. So here's the deal. This last piece, here, by the way, everything Bruce Lee's doing here, this is all symbolic, which is right brain teaching, okay? The reason why is because when you do it symbolically in the right brain teaching way, it reaches your unconscious mind and thus it reaches your body. That's the whole point of using this system. If you learn logically, you won't be able to do it. And the whole point is physically doing, which is your body. We have to slip it past the egotistical logical mind and get it passed into your emotional system. Now it's locked into your muscles, into your body, which is where it needs to be. So when you're learning boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, wrestling, football, you have to physically learn how to do it in your body. If you logically learn it, you can't do it. The training has to get past that into your nervous system. And guess who's trained to do that? Oh, geez, Mike Kollin, the NLP trainer and master Ericksonian hypnotherapist. Yeah, that's what we're trained to do in NLP. This whole video of Bruce Lee is metaphorical, which is how, again, you get past the ego, okay, into your nervous system. So there's a series of ways, stories, metaphors, indirect communication, and symbology that get your unconscious mind or your nervous system to know how to do it, to physically lock it in, to actually doing it. So Bruce Lee cracks the kid upside the head when he bows, and he says, never take your eyes off of your opponent, because the kid looked down. He goes, never take your eyes off of your opponent even when you bow. This is symbolic for awareness. This is what women want you to do. This is what all these systems are designed to do, is to teach you to open up to your right brain. The Western society is left brain. So men get stuck in the left brain. And you're all egotistical about it. You may not want to admit it, but you are. When you open up to your right brain, you're going to realize you were bamboozled a long time ago by movies, television, society, groups, friends, people, teachers. Like, you were brainwashed to give up your power. Now here's the deal. You read all these or watch these YouTube videos on how women will leave you if you do this, if you do that. Women leave you because you're not aware. You're not open. You're not internal. When they see this, they're gone. So notice throughout this video series, each time Bruce Lee teaches him a lesson and he fails and he goes into his, let me think, crack, he punishes him for it. It's the same thing that women are doing when you get tested. Bruce Lee is walking this kid through a series of tests. He's testing the kid. When he does it wrong, crack. When he does it right, reward. And guess what? When you do it right with a woman, she rewards you emotionally and sexually. So if you're doing it right, you're going to get a lot of emotional rewards. If you do it wrong, she's going to be a battle axe. She's going to get mad. She's going to punish you. Now here's the deal. You think, well, what gives her the right? Because she's terrified, she's scared, she needs you to stay awake. She's trying to help you to wake up, to be conscious, to see what's going on around you. She's actually trying to help you, but man, your ego is taking it wrong. So here's the deal. When you show her over and over again that you're open and you're aware what's going on, she's going to let you take charge. She will not even compete for it. But until you're the leader and truly do it, crack! Don't think, feel. In my course, Crack the Female Code, we will teach you the lower scissor kick and take down your opponent. This is you against your girlfriend.
Get over here!
Now you're in the winner's circle. I'm having too much fun making these videos. Honestly, I can barely hold it in. Remember, guys, be the Bruce Lee to her world. Okay, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is the first video where I had a lot of fun making it. This was like pretty cool. So I don't know what's going on with my creativity is starting to come out. So I'm having fun making YouTube videos. So if you enjoyed this video, please click subscribe, click the like button, go ahead and make a comment. And as always, to support this channel, it would really be appreciated if you would go ahead and buy one of my books, one of my dating relationship books. Crack the Female Code is the main book. You've got to read that book. The next thing, or actually, if you're gonna do it, buy the ultimate package, because my book Crack the Female Code is in the ultimate package, including Get the Girl, Keep the Girl, the body language sex signals. I think it's called the Sex Signals Guide. We just renamed it. And then the bonus section, the hidden language, is introduced to you. The whole thing is in there. It's just one kind of a list. And by the way, when you buy the ultimate package, you also get to talk to me on the phone for 1 hour for free. That's a $250 bonus right there. And if those packages are too expensive for you, the best thing I can offer you is the 2 women's books. Again, go down the middle in the 3rd section of my website at seductionpower.com. Right in the middle is women's relationship coaching. Click on that and right away you're going to see the 2 books, the 2 gold books, Why Men Just Don't Get It and Every Woman's Battle, The Need for Love and Emotional Fulfillment. Those will help you understand why women are hurt, why they think you don't care, and a bunch of other stuff. All right, I'm going to leave it at that. All right, guys, thank you very much. And if you can't do that, then go ahead and leave a $5, $10 donation. There's a PayPal link right there in the description box. And the 2 women's books are $7 each. That's a total of $14 investment. Get Cracked the Female Code. That book is it is an investment for a lifetime.